Hi everyone, and welcome back to OpenTTD with me, Tommy P. The integrity of the information passed down by Fast Track Limited to you, its valued viewers, is of paramount importance, and therefore, after review of the first few episodes of this Let's Play series, I feel a couple of apologies, corrections and clarifications are needed before we can proceed with today's episode. Firstly, the apology. The mic volume on a number of episodes has been a little up and down, so I've been doing some retesting of that, and hopefully that is a little now improved. A correction. I mentioned in one of the first few videos in the series about having to connect up local towns. I'm just going to try and find one here. Yeah, this is probably a good example here. So Carhatton here, that you'd have to connect those up with a bus service before starting to put railway tracks through it, as the local authority doesn't tend to like it when you build things. However, I am using the magic bulldozer, as I mentioned on the very first episode, and therefore when you have that on, that actually makes no impact to the local authority rating when you start to destroy things, so ignore that comment. And finally, a clarification. In the groups here, I mentioned again in one of the first earlier episodes that this coin with a plus green, or a green plus sign rather, just meant that there was lots of profit there still to be had, and that's not quite right. This actually means that the vehicles in this group are actually making over £10,000 a year, and if you do happen to see this blue line here, that means that the service is under 2 years, so it's yet to be judged for profitability. Now that's out the way, we can all move on with our lives and proceed with today's episode. Just wanted to mention that I've updated the JGR patch to the latest version, which I think is 0.39. I was on 0.37 at the start of the series, and one of the interesting things in the patch notes is this occupancy average. So this has now appeared in the latest patch. When you click on here, it tells you at each stage of the order what the average occupancy of the wagons is at this point. So in this particular instance, on average, when it gets to New Flardwood Wells, which is obviously back where our oil wells are, it's pretty much always filling up. When it obviously returns from the refinery, it's not taking anything with it, so obviously that's 0% there. Now, reading through the patch notes, I believe that you should be able to see that occupancy, or average occupancy, shown in the group list, in that these will be shaded. So if it was 50% occupancy, this would all be blue as per the carriages, but then this would all be shaded out grey, and that doesn't seem to have happened. So anyone who is using the JGR patch pack and knows how that works, or if there's anything I need to do to set up, please do let me know in the comments. That would be much appreciated. I have done a lot of vehicle upgrades since last year with us, mainly for buses, for extra speed or capacity, as well as freight locomotives and their wagons to improve speed. I have now also introduced some taxi services into some of the larger city centres. Quite hard to, because they are very, very small. Where have you gone? Trying to find one here. No, we'll have to back. Where are we here? Little Ringford-Bury. Taxi, let's just try and... There he is. So yeah, as I said I would, I've included just a few taxis, and they're predominantly going from the main train station to one of the main bus stations within these larger cities, again just to add a little bit more realism. I have also added in quite a lot of new bus routes a little further south from our initial starting points, all the way down now to Sonningbury. We have inner city services set up, and also I think a couple of these are also set up to some of the smaller towns. This is all in preparation for the passenger train network expansion, which I have been talking about for some time now. We'll be looking to take a line out of Little Ringford-Bury North here, and then all the way down here, connecting up some of these major cities with train stations, and then potentially looking at running some branch line services to come off here. But yeah, that main line will extend down here, finishing up in Sonningbury. I have also added a couple more fishing routes. Very easy to show you on the map here. I think they were the ones that we did last time. Try Sonningbury we already had. Yeah, so Something Way is now one of the new fishing routes that we've set up. But there are a couple of others that I've done as well, so just to keep you updated on that. Another little thing, back to our engineering supplies. I was trying to work out what I did with a timetable with these in one of the previous episodes, to basically, because this was automated, it was going back and forth, and was taking far too many engineering supplies with it for what's actually required over here. Silly me. Didn't realise, obviously, until I played with it a little bit, that you obviously have to remove the automate timetable. So I've done that, and now I've just manually gone in and changed the time to 30 days. So it's collecting engineering supplies far less regularly, but still enough to maintain increased production at the nitrate mine that it is serving. Obviously, last time round on the cargo network, I had it upgraded that to 4-track. Upon further reflection, I do think there is a lot more money to be had from this cargo network, but that is going to need, I think, 6-track, which I've now put in. So I haven't really built anything extra apart from just an additional outer lane. But one of the other things that we are going to do, and that will be the focus of today's episode, is we are now urgently in need of some station upgrades to be able to cope with the additional capacity that we are putting onto this network now. That's going to be the focus of today's game. Throughout this episode, I just want you to keep your eye on the pathfinding around these switches. I'm seeming to be finding some quite strange behaviour from quite a lot of the trains, and they're switching when I'm not expecting them to switch. And if anyone has any idea why that is happening, I would be very grateful, again in comments, if you could just let me know what the issue there and how I need to resolve it. But without any further delay, our first port of call will be to expand our station here at New Floodwood Wells. And to do that, we're going to have to get rid of this sort of fake road that we've put in. We want to upgrade this to 6-track station. These little eye candy pieces here are classed as station tile, so we can just very quickly go over and replace those without too much difficulty. And yes, I forgot, I need to okie dokie. Right. Let me just have another quick check. Where does that start? So yeah, train length 8 there. That's 1. And then that's very strange. This is actually 9 tiles long. Well, I'll just add that in for ease there. I am going to try and attempt to do this while the game is still running. I think I've mentioned before that I've had some disasters trying to do this before. However, we should always try new things wherever we can. We will need to remove this too. This is going to have to come out. By 1 tile to be able to extend out here. First we'll get this outer lane in place. Antenna, nice bit of cheatiness with the magic bulldozer. So what I'm going to do here is to create a switch just in front of this junction here. so just makes it a little bit neater. Should be a little bit more efficient. Those needing to get back round and go this way back down, and obviously for those that need to take that route up to the refinery. Come on, little train, out you come. Fantastic. Yeah. And here we do need to add in an extra bridge. To allow much better flow of traffic up to New Floodwood. And already that's in use. Okay, let's try and remember how I'm going to do this here. Yep, so we'll stick one of those back in there. It's effectively that's the one, delete that off there. So I'm going to have basically this lane will be servicing these three platforms. And then this lane will service into these three platforms here. Connect those up like so. So that's now got access into there. And then similarly, we'll need to get back down here, add some, back up to 8, get some signals back in here. And then if we remove that one now and remove that across there, these are now independent lanes, so these three platforms will now go down the outer line, are able to switch here, and then once we get these connected up, just get some path signals in there. Apologies. I'll leave my phone off. Or on, rather. So we have our pass signal there. Now, just need to tidy up the entrance to this lane. So if we get rid of that, then that creates the two independent sides to this station. That, we don't need that. And I think that is sorted. I might just add a signal in here just to improve the flow a little. But yeah, this is hopefully going to vastly improve flow on the network. As you saw before, we have quite a lot of trains here. Yeah, see, that's an example there. So this is on the outer line, and then it's just switched to the middle. Where are you off to? So it's off to the refinery, so I don't see why it would have been in the outer lane and then switched to the middle. It could have come in here and gone straight on and kept on the outer line. It's just very strange. Well, that's new Floodwood Woods. As you can see, all of the platforms already starting to be used, massively improving the flow into the station. And I'll have to go back and tart all this area back up again. So we are missing a signal probably here. Should be there. Get the symmetry going. Nice. The next station I want to look at will be down in Fontberg. Now we have better flow into New Floodwood, which is obviously where all these explosive vehicles are coming from, which obviously then help create the engineering supplies. This is just no longer effective with the amount of explosives vehicles that we have running, and we need to add more as well. Yeah, so 12 locomotives going into this setup, so we need to change that. And this is going to be a little bit more tricky. I'm going to use a little bit more of an effective terminus station here, and you'll see once I've completed it that it's just a little bit more efficient than the standard terminus station that I've been using, say, up here in Tremborn. Firstly, we need to create a new line coming off here, off the main part of the network, to effectively allow the nitrate trains which come down here to just completely bypass this area. We're going to do that with quite a long tunnel. If I have measured that right, and for once I have. I can now get rid of this line, and all the nitrates vehicles should now take this route, completely bypassing Fontberg Woods. And what I'm going to do here is to extend this out to probably do it like that. So again, all the locos from the nitrate mines will now just completely bypass Fontberg Woods. And we now have a bit of room to work with. To create our improved terminus station. Into, I never remember the right one here. Fantastic. And the way I'm going to do this is by having a track that will come out here and into here. And we'll need a crossover on this side and this side. In fact, that's probably a little bit too further along. From where I wanted it. That's better. Add a pass signal here. And one here. And basically what this will now do is we have the ability for 4 trains to go in, so 2 can go in, as we'll see here, into there, and this will then have to exit over the bridge. Similarly, we will be able to have two others to be in this station as well, and we connect that back up. And that should allow much higher capacity. Just gonna, we should be able to add some more explosive vehicles in. See, they're still using the inbound waypoint. Really, I think it just hit it a little bit too late there, but what could have happened there where that train was leaving, if it hit it a little bit earlier, it would have actually been able to have gone in to this empty platform here, which we'll see, we should see now. Oh no, that lane's free. Why is that not gone into there? I'll just remove that out of there. Watch this. We'll have to do something with this junction as well. Just gonna wait and see. I'll just remove these two pass signals. Does need them. But yeah, the idea is we have a lot more vehicles on here that they should start to use these two as well, and obviously they'll exit out onto this part of the track. Yeah, it's not doing that. I don't quite understand why that is, because it should do. That's quite strange. That's not how it's supposed to work. Just wondering if I've been a bit silly and left. I wonder if I need to, let me just add these in here and just see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't do, as stations automatically have pass signals in front of them. Quickly add that in. Yeah, it's still not working as intended. Just gonna try something. Get rid of that. Bridge. Try and put the bridge in Let's have a path in there. Just gonna keep my eye on this just for a moment. And once I'm happy this is working, I think we'll call it an episode. We do have 2 more stations to look at. Trenborn East is one, and then here is also around the refinery is a real bottleneck at the moment, and we need to really open this up and improve this area here, so that will be for next time. And it's just sod's law now that there's no explosives vehicles arriving. We'll just add some depots in. Get rid of those. So I don't think they are needed. On a little. Great. Yeah, and that time it did work. You saw there, because that bit of the track was blocked by that train coming out of the station, that it used this part here. That's good to see. So that's now Fontberg Woods upgraded. Will now mean we should be able to put some more explosive vehicles onto that part of the network, which will hopefully significantly increase the amount of engineering supplies. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Hope to catch you next time. This is Tommy P, signing off.